in this pretty unusual space today. A special welcome to those of you who have joined us from around the world, possibly even against all odds of time zone differences and your usual routines. We very much appreciate you being here. Thank you. At the beginning of this year, I'm sure none of us would have believed that we could find ourselves in a situation like the current one, in a worldwide pandemic. And we all had to walk an unknown, new and a very challenging path these past few weeks and months. A path of completely uncharted territory for all of us, especially in times like these, times where we feel so very and utterly disconnected and even fearful for our friends and family, our jobs, our livelihoods, our plans, our routines, and just life in general as we once knew it. It's more important than ever to find these new ways to connect, to share, to adapt, and to reach out to the people around us. And that's exactly why we are here today. Despite everything going on in the world, the SAEP team has looked for a different way of bringing all of us together on this platform here, a new way to reach out to you and to connect to all of you, our partners, our supporters, our staff, volunteers, donors, beneficiaries, board members, and I'm sure more people who are connected to SAEP in one way or another, from around the globe, to share SAEP's highs and lows from this past year and to celebrate where we are today, still going strong, putting our beneficiaries first and supporting South Africa's under-resourced communities in that way. Communities who have been hit especially hard during this pandemic and who need our support now more than ever before. So, as you can imagine, none of us have ever run an entire AGM via Zoom. In fact, some of us, like probably some of you, had never even heard of Zoom before this crisis hit us. So I know the SAEP team have worked very, very hard on putting this meeting together. And I would already like to thank Jane and her whole team for doing so. However, in the same breath, I would also like to apologize to you, our audience, for possible hitches along the way, like myself talking to me, myself, and I just now when I wanted to start off the meeting. Please bear with us. Please don't hang up. And we promise we'll do our best to work through any unforeseen issues that may arise during this meeting. Before I will take you through the agenda of today's meeting and some of the logistics, I will hand over to Nosisa, who is co-chairing this AGM with me, for some translations and introductions from her side. Nosisa, over to you.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you so much. My name is Nosisa Mhlati. I am the coordinator of the post-schools program at SAEP. You will hear about that much later. Inkosi kakhulu Isabella, igama lami nginguNosisa Mhlati, as babe senitshilo ekuqaleni. Siyabulela kakhulu ngokuba nikwazile ukuba lapha namhlanje. Siyabulela naku Isabella ngokusamkela. Yes, siyaqonda uba ilanga langomgqibelo ilanga elifutshane kakhulu. So this really means a lot kuthi apha kwa SAEP, and especially kweli xesha sijongene nalo ngoku, xesha likabhubhane coronavirus. So siyabulela. Over to you, Isabella.
Okay, thank you, Nosisa. Can we put the agenda on the screen, please?
If I may quickly say something, someone is requesting to see Nosisa. We have a technical issue with her computer, so unfortunately her video can't be broadcasting her. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, thank you, Andile. So what you should all be able to see on your screens right now is the agenda for today's meeting. Despite us being in an online meeting, our agenda follows pretty much the same format as previous AGMs have done. So you can see on the agenda that there are dedicated sections for questions for the election of the board and for other parts that require your participation or where we would love to hear from you. If you are new to Zoom and the world of online meetings, like many of us are, I know, I would quickly like to give you some pointers on how you can partake in today's discussions. Can we move to the next slide, please? Thank you very much, Tracy. Depending on the device you're on, this may look a little bit different on your side, but you all have these functions showing up somewhere on your screen. So first of all, for the sake of this meeting, like you probably have already heard, everyone except the current speaker has been muted, just so that we can clearly hear each presenter talk. Then there is a small icon that looks like a video camera. That one allows you to switch your own camera on and off at any given time. And if we ask you to vote during the meeting, please do so by pressing the button that says raise hand, as you can see on the screen here. This could also be hidden under a tab called More if you are using a tablet or a cell phone. Then if you would like to ask a question during our dedicated Q&A sessions, you can also raise hand and the host will unmute your microphone when it's your turn to share your question, or you can send a question to us via the chat function. We will then either get one of our staff to answer your question directly through the chat, or we'll find some time to address it during the meeting if possible. The agenda itself will also be shared in the chat for you to look at whenever you need to, because we couldn't hand them out to you in a Zoom meeting today. And should you need to leave the meeting ahead of time, which of course we hope you won't, then just press the button that says leave. And last but not least, this meeting is being recorded, just to let you all know, to assist us with minute taking. So your voice and video will be recorded if you ask a question in the meeting, but otherwise you are not being recorded as participants. On that note, and without further ado, back to Nosisa, and let's get started.
Okay, thank you again, Isabel. Now I'm going to check if there's anyone who's going to need any translation during the duration of this meeting. Yes, uba ukhona umuntu ozawufuna itoliki, ndicela uphakamise isandla okanye ubhale phaa kwi-chat box ezantsi. Or otherwise, uba akekho umuntu ozawunida utolikelwa, sizawuqhubekeka ngesiNgesi. Umuntu ofuna utolikelwa from isiNgesi esiXhoseni. Andile, anyone from your side as a host who needs translations? Can you confirm before we continue?
No one from my side, Sisi.
Okay. Okay, I think we are going to continue in English then. Thank you, everyone. So now I'd like to hand over to Mercy, who's going to lead us into an opening prayer. We're going to officially open this meeting with a prayer. Masitembe Mkoto, one of my colleagues, we will also, while saying the opening prayer, like to remember Eric, a colleague and a brother and a mentor to many of us, whom we lost about a week ago. Eric Nduna was one of our early childhood development staff. He unfortunately passed away, yes, about a week ago on the 20th of May. Mercy, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sisa. Good morning to everyone. Hope I can be heard. Hello? Hello? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. before we start with prayer, if it's fine with everyone, I would like maybe to take 30 seconds of this time just for us to maybe engage in a moment of silence, as Sister had mentioned, of the passing on of our colleague, the brother, Mr. Eric. Thank you. Thank you. Now we can pray. I pray. Heavenly Father, we are your children. Here we are this morning in your presence. We're about to start our general meeting. But Father God, before anything, we pray for your presence. We invite you in this meeting. We pray for your love. Oh, merciful God, we pray for the success of this meeting. At this point in time, the whole world, God, is perishing because of the coronavirus, as others big places have said, sir. People are dying day by day, but we are begging for your mercy. Our hearts are always mourning for the deaths of our loved ones. As Nosisa, God, has mentioned, our colleague Eric is not with us today. And we pray that you comfort his immediate family and also comfort us today. Today also say, the family is burying and laying their father, their husband, their immediate family, Eric, to rest. We would have been there, but today we are here, God. But we are also sending our prayers to the family, and we also ask you to be part of that burying also. Also embrace us with your peace, dear God. Bless his soul as he was the servant. Forgive all his trespasses. You all know about them. Bless our organizations, sir. Bless the management, the staff, the volunteers, the sponsors, the board members, the partners, our beneficiaries. As we're about to start, we ask for your intervention. We ask for your holy intervention. Be with us and give us strength and give us success. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you very much. Before wasting any time, I would like to hand over to our director, Ms. Jane King. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much, Mercy, and to Isabel and Nosisa for the introduction. I hope you can all hear me. I hope I'm on speaker. Welcome to everybody, and I'm sorry that we can't see you all in person. The main purpose of this particular item on the agenda is just to approve the minutes of the last AGM meeting, which we had last year in Philippi at Beautiful Gate. The minutes were circulated to the board signed them off. So this is just a formality to accept them. So could I ask, they are available if anybody would like to see them, but we couldn't give them to you today. Could I ask if you agree that you raise your hand? We need a proposer and a seconder, and then we will ask if there are any objections. So we've got Isabel and Gemma and Lauren proposing. Thank you. Can you take your hands down, and are there any objections? I don't see any. So thank you very much. I will now introduce the annual report. Tara Appelraju is our manager, program manager, and she's going to take us through the annual report, introducing us to program coordinators to tell you about the work of the different programs. And please do take time to read the report when you have a moment. That was sent to you on Thursday with the reminder of the invitation. So thanks, and over to you, Tara.
Thank you very much, Jane. Good morning, everyone. I would would love now to introduce you to Marjorie Mashanguri, who leads the Early Childhood Development Program, to present their awe-inspiring work. They're a magnificent team. Over to you, Marjorie.
Thank you. Thank you, Tara. Morning and welcome, everyone. I am Marjorie Mashanguri, as you have heard. I will be representing the Early Childhood Development Program. Our objective is to ensure that a greater number of ECD centers in the Philippi community are registered with the Department of Social Development, giving them an opportunity to apply for government funding. We promote a conducive early learning environment for our centers where children can thrive in and have the potential to reach their full developmental milestones. We do this through training, mentoring, equipping, as well as advocacy and lobby. Within training, we train our ECD staff in a holistic way, covering all areas of child development, center management, as well as their personal and professional development. We follow up all our trainings with mentoring sessions. This is to ensure that implementation happens, as well as picking up areas that might require further support. We equip our centers with resources to enable them to run their everyday, day-to-day operations. As you can see in our pictures there, a principal receiving mattresses, and also some of our ECD staff graduating from their first aid training. Throughout our work, we advocate and lobby for the plight of ECD centers in the townships, and we ensure that their voice is always on different platforms. We are grateful to inform that in 2019, we had the birth of one of our new projects called the SMME Booster Fund, which looks at supporting entrepreneurial skills in the ECD centers. In the words of H.E. Lulok, no one can whistle a symphony. It takes an orchestra to play it. This speaks to our partners, volunteers, ECD forums, as well as other government departments that we work hand in hand in order to provide the comprehensive package. This would not have been possible without their support. I will leave you to hear one of our beneficiaries, what she has to say about the support that we offer.
Hello, my name is Constance Zelwane, the principal of Thandoletu Educare. I've been grateful to have this time to talk about Thandoletu Educare. I would like to thank you all the members of SAEP, the managers, the directors, the board members, and all the staff of SAEP. I think about the building that I had in 2019. They did donate me with a beautiful structure for the Educare that has 2 classrooms. And early this year, they did manage to build the carport. They even renovate the structure, the existing structure, the subsidy one. I am very grateful. Without SAEP, this structure wasn't going to be like this. I thank very much about your support. You did support me a long way. thinking of the time when I was doing my level 5 at Cape College. You were behind me. You pushed me very hard to be where I am today. Without you, Tandolwetu wouldn't be like this.
Thank you very much, Marjorie. That was a brilliant presentation. Thank you to your team. Everyone works really, really hard to produce this magnificent work. I now call upon Lorato Lashabani to present the Sekatala Primary Program. Lorato.
Hello. Thank you,
Hi,
Tara.
Lorato. Okay.
Yes. My name is Leratul Sabati. I'll take you through the journey of our SPP program. I'd like to greet everybody who's listening and joining us from all over the world. SPP 2019 highlights. The Siakatala, meaning we care, primary program, also known as SPP, is an after-school reading and learning program which happens at Siazaka Primary School in Philippines. For the daily program that we run with the grade 3s and 4s, please see the annual report. We were so happy to welcome our 2018 partner in the form of Anna James, a researcher from Rhodes University who is studying water in urban environments through arts-based methods. The learners loved devising short plays and illustrating their understanding of water. Now I'll move on to talk about the arrival of Anne Wood. During the course of the year, we were graced by the arrival of our wonderful Anne Wood, all the way from Netherlands. She arrived at the time when Susie had just stepped back, letting me take lead as the new coordinator. I don't think I would have fulfilled my big responsibility if it wasn't because of these two amazing people, Anna as our volunteer and Susie our manager. Sailing this boat would have really been impossible if I wasn't given a life belt to tie around my waist by these two lovely mentors. With Anne's help, we managed to spice up things in the program, including introducing the idea of using our past learners, the grade 5s, as peer mentors in class. So I'll discuss now about hikes and the excursions that we had during the year. All of our grade 4s went on a hike in nature. They went to Newlands Forest, Silver Mine, Rhodes Memorial. The children had a silent time to prepare meditation in the forest, therefore linking to the meditation we do in our session each week. Of course, all grade 3s and 4s also went on the two scheduled environmental excursions in 2019, being Edith Stevens at Wetlands Park in Philippi and Giraffe House, which is in Stellenbosch. Then I'll move over to talk about the CPUT artwork. Our main highlight of 2019 was the art project with CPUT researchers. Lara and Raina first invited the reading coaches to help in the design of the art project, which was to explore the resilience of children in urban spaces with funding from the city of Cape Town. Over a period of 3 weeks, the children explained and drew the places where they play. They made magnificent drawings of the places of play and others portraying how unsafe it was for them to play in the road where cars were passing by and where there were groups of older boys who were involved in gangsterism. The second week, the children had to express what their ideal play environment might look like. The learners chose from recycled materials for this construction. Then during the third week, the children expressed some of their likes and dislikes in relation to where they play. Interesting information came out here as children pretended to have a magic wand in their hand and changed the things they didn't like, such as dirty water and broken equipment, using crayons, markers, and traitors. The artwork was, in a way, eye-opening to us As much as we know Philippi to be one of the areas with high crime rate, this was another wake-up call that even in the simple areas of play, where we believe that our children are safe, they are not 100% safe. That is all from SPP, but before I go, I would like to thank all of our partners, the Lunchbox Fund, Nali Bali, the Cape Town Environmental Education Trust, CITIT, the Mountain Club of South Africa, and CPUT researchers. Thank you. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you very much, Lorato, and to Susie and Anne for the amazing work that you'll do in the Siakatala program. Okay, now we hand over to our multi-skilled Andile Goko, who coordinates the Hope Scholar Program. Over to you, Andile.
Oh, thank you very much, Tara. Okay, the Hope Scholars Program started off with a bit of a change from the previous years. As we all know, like previously we had academics and like excursions and experiential learning. So 2019, we could only do experiential learning where we took our kids to different excursions, learning excursions where they learn about culture, environment, science, among other things. So we started off our year by the trip to Kirstenbosch Gardens, where they learn about how we can live with plants and how we can take care of plants so that they can take care of us, which was a very fruitful outing for our beneficiaries. Second, we went to Greenpoint Park, which we engaged with the beneficiaries, where we talked about the social ills they're facing where they stay and how to overcome them. And we had numerous hikes. One of the highlights on the hikes is a hike we had with one of the schools in Newlands, Sex Boys. So we had a chance to actually engage with kids of their same age from different areas. They shared their struggles, educational struggles, life struggles. They compare how they overcome them, which was a really, really fruitful day for our kids. We also, in holiday programs, we had a chance to, where our kids were part of EduNovo program, where they learn basic coding. They had a chance to learn presentation skills, and they had to present what they've actually developed through coding, which was very exciting for them, and they really showed interest in that field. We also had a science outing where we took our learners to Science Center. They had fun while learning. The presentation were done by people that come from the same area that they come from, which was very eye-opening for them and inspiring, as they saw someone that they actually know from where they stay presenting and doing science experiments in front of them. They were really inspired, and it was a really one of the great days as well. And we also had a chance to go to Cape Nature. Again, they learn about how wetlands are very important to our ecosystem, how animals and plants exist in order for us to actually survive as well. And last but not least, we had a very interesting camp, over a 2 nights camp, which our kids got a chance to actually engage with them deeply. We had like different sessions from social worker, our social worker who led gender-based education with our learners. And we had someone coming in to talk about healthy mind, how to take care of your mind and all that, which was a really interesting weekend for our kids. In the comments, there's someone through this last year, we had an opportunity to actually partner with one organization formed in Samora, formed by our past learners, majority of our past learners. The organization name is called Chiliti Project, we will get a chance to hear from them how the partnership is going and how it started. But we'll do that during the comments and questions. Thank you.
High five to you, Andile. Great work, great job. Thank you so, so much for everything that you do, almost single-handedly in the Hope Scholar program. Very well done. Now it gives me the great pleasure to introduce Nosisa Mshlati to you. Over to you, Nosisa, to present the bridging year and the tertiary support programs.
Thank you, Tara. Like I said before, my name is Nosisa Mshlati, and I'm the Bridging Year Program and Tertiary Support Program Coordinator, also your host of this meeting today. So I'll give a brief overview of our Bridging Year Program. It is a program that is open to post-matric secondary students from all areas of Cape Town and beyond. Our applicants are assessed based on their grade 12 results, and we look at factors such as resilience, independency, and confidence, and of course, commitment to the program and to serving others, and determination to succeed at the end. All our learners finish their matric with a bachelor or a diploma pass, but without achieving the mark required to gain admission to study a tertiary institution for the courses of their choice. This makes it difficult for the learners to move on in life. So our Bridging Year program obviously bridges that gap by entering these students into our program and introducing them to enter matric rewrite programs to improve their marks. So what we do is, as SAEP, we offer life skills and university preparedness life skills. And we partner with Cape Peninsula University of Technology, CPUT's Second Chance program, who then provides academic tutoring and prepares the students for the matric exams that they plan to rewrite at the end of the year. So what our Bridging Year then includes as SAEP is preparation for life at university and college and for life skills. Amongst other things that we offer is career guidance, which includes helping students applying for bursaries, grants from the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS, and other funding opportunities. We also offer critical thinking and academic literacy classes, including introducing students and preparing them to tertiary life. We look at things like researching, writing, referencing, revision, and assist them with exam techniques in order to help them prepare for their end of the year exams. We also offer computer lessons, and we offer, in fact, all SAEP programs work with a social worker, where we offer counseling to all our beneficiaries and referrals when necessary. So we hold support group sessions focusing on personal development, relationship issues, because we're dealing with teenagers here, and personal and social challenges which might otherwise undermine their success or stand in the way of their success. And apart from this, all our learners in the post-matric programs are also encouraged to participate in community service, which then with hope that these community service will lead the students to give back to their communities while gaining valuable work experience. And we also offer hikes and educational excursions where our learners get out and explore outdoors. As South African Education Project, we're very big on environment and supporting environmental issues. What you're about to see now, what we are going to play, is a video by one of our students whose name is Busi Songiti. He gave a speech and dedicated a poem to the Bridging Year team and SAEP staff at our 2019 graduation. Over to the video.
Why God made teachers. When God created teachers, His philosophy was to give us a special friends to help us understand this world. The greatest gift that God ever gave you was to believe in me. But what did I do? I hang out with losers. I've become the biggest loser. That was not the dead end. Please don't call yourself a failure. A failure is an event, not a person in fact. You're supposed to graduate this year. Listen to Mrs. Mhlati. Mr. Makawula said, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. What I like is, you don't talk about the future, you're just preparing us for the future. There's a passenger on the book called The Prophet by Karuja Brown. And if you don't mind, I'd love to share with you. He says, your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of lifelong and forward self. They came through you, but not from you. Although they're with you, they don't belong to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts. So they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For the soul dwells in the house of tomorrow. Get grateful for that one person who has an impact in your life. I say thank you in advice. Thank you for every moment that led to this day. I appreciate for late night greeting. Thank you for late work accepted. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for your love. I apologize for prayer making. And if you don't mind, after this poem, I'd love to shake your hand or maybe give you a hug. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very, very much, Nosisa, and the whole team for your amazing, amazing work in the both programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. I will move on to our tertiary support program, which is a continuation of the Bridging Year program. So this program is for all the students who were in the Bridging Year program who now have successfully completed the Bridging Year program, and they are registered for studies at tertiary. So students are helped to apply for funding and continue receiving personal support and referral for individual counseling if and when necessary. All our students, especially the first year and the second year students, they are appointed a personal advisor. An advisor in our TS program is someone that helps enrich our students academically and extend their understanding of tertiary institution and the workplace. They encourage our students to think ahead and be proactive in working towards their success. So we really do appreciate and give a big thank you to our advisors, whom I think some of us might have or have joined us in this meeting today. So an advisor is an individual committed to fostering this personal development through a positive, interactive, dynamic relationship with an advisee, which is a student. They basically act as that first port of call for the advisees to questions related to their academic studies and career paths. They may offer insights into their course selection, look and assist them in tackling challenges at university, looking at things like internships, career options, or general guidance and advice for success. The only requirement is that the advisor has or needs to be someone who themselves have completed a tertiary qualification and therefore understands how to navigate such an institution. So overall, the program ensures that students have support and mentorship that they need to sustain their performance at tertiary institutions. This helps to avoid dropout and to complete their degrees within a minimum time. The value of this program is really shown in the pass rates of our students, their attendance to our support sessions that we offer, and their appreciation of the program. We really get so proud when we see them complete their degrees at the end of the day and diplomas when they graduate. Just the pride that we see and the determination that in their faces as they are ready to enter the workforce and be the change that we want to see in the world. What I'm about to play now is a video of one of our TSP students, Amanda Polose. What we offer at TSP programs as well is hikes and social events, where all our TSP community, students, advisors, and staff join and meet to enjoy hikes, go on social events, attend workshops. Would like to play a video of Amanda Polose, one of our students. Yes, thank you.
Greetings everyone, I'm Amanda Polose. I'm a TSP student. I matriculated in 2016, but I couldn't be able to access the tertiary education. I therefore decided to rewrite my maths as it wasn't appetizing. I joined SAEP in 2017. Being a PY student is really fascinating, as SAEP taught us about the varsity life in general, even though we're not yet there. There were tutors hired to assist us in every subject that we were rewriting. I must say, SAEP is a warm home for every student, because there were mentors that were hired to assist us in every situation that we were dealing with in order for us to pass. SAEP supported us financially, as they were giving us the transport money each and every month, and in order for us to be able to attend classes. I must say SAEP is a home of enjoyment, home of fun, as they were both indoors and outdoors activities, such as games, beach cleanups, and hikings. And bear in mind that it was my first time to hike, as I've never hiked before. So I thank SAEP for giving me that opportunity to experience new things in life. In 2018, I moved on to the TSP program, as CPUT accepted me in Consumer Sciences in Food and Nutrition. SAEP continues to support me, as they bought me these 2 textbooks that were required in my course. So this year, SAEP bought me 2 uniforms that were also required in my course. And I thank you, SAEP, so much for doing that for me, as I didn't have money to buy those uniforms. During this pandemic of COVID-19, SAEP tried by all means to provide each and every student in both TSP and BWAS with the amount of 500 Rand voucher to buy food, to enable us to put bread on the table, as most of our parents are not working. I therefore thank SAEP for every hardship they went through to make it possible for us to chase our dream careers.
Okay, thank you.
Are you done, Nasisa?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very, very much for those presentations. I now hand over to Tracy Apollos. Tracy is our brilliant, magnificent, I can't express my gratitude for everything you do, Tracy. So yeah, we hand over to you now. Please present.
Thank you so much, Tara, and welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning, this very chilly morning in Cape Town. So I represent the Impact Center here at SAEP, and I'll just be going through some stats across all of our programs. I'll be starting with the total beneficiaries for 2019, starting with the Early Childhood Development Program. The ECD program served 139 centers last year, 38 of which were registered with the Department of Social Development, and 101 of those centers are currently still unregistered centers. There were 139 principals, 447 teachers, and together we helped to serve 5,757 children throughout the area of Philippi. With our SPP program, we had 61 learners in grade 3 and 56 learners in grade 4. The Hope Scholars Program had a total of 55 learners last year, so 31 from Sopu, 13 from Insebenza and 11 from Zisukanyo. The Bridging Year Program had a total of 46 learners, 32 of which were female and 14 were male. And our Tertiary Support Program welcomed 30 first-year students. We had 35 students who continued from previous years, and we were very proud to see that we had 10 students who graduated from their tertiary studies in 2019. And then I'll just move on to our cross-cutting themes. So we have themes that feature across all of our programs, irrespective of the age group that they work with. The first is empowerment of women and girls. This is very important to SAEP, and this is reflected in our beneficiary breakdown. 71% of our beneficiaries are female, and throughout the year we had 283 activities specifically aimed around empowerment of women and children. That was their theme. For environmental awareness, we hosted 12 excursions, 16 hikes, and 2 camps, and there was an average attendance of 70% for these activities. Psychosocial support is provided through our in-house social worker, Liso, and he saw 46 individuals throughout the year and supported them with issues that they were dealing with. The Bridging Year program also provided 19 social work group sessions to each of its students throughout the year. Finally, for mentoring and coaching, the ECD program held 78 sessions with their ECD principals and staff, mentoring them through the trainings that they had throughout the year. And the tertiary support program provided 45 advisors to its first and second year students. So thank you so much to everybody for their hard work through the year. I think we've really made a difference, and I look forward to the amazing work we can continue to do in the years to come. So I'll be handing over back to our host, Isabel, who will take us through the next part of the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you so much to everyone for your great presentations here today, as well as for the fantastic work you and your teams have been doing during this past year. It's just absolutely inspiring to hear about the impact that SAEP has had and to see how many lives have been touched and changed for the better through SAEP's guidance and support. And if you haven't done so, take a look at the chat, because there's a lot of a chat here. Take a look at the chat here right now in the meeting, because there's a lot of appreciation being shown for your presentations, guys, by our audience. So thank you for that feedback, everyone. Next up is our treasurer, Nicola Lloyd, who will present and guide us through SAEP's financial report, as you can also find in our annual report. Nicola, over to you.
Thanks, Isabel. Good morning, everyone. Are we going to show the summary? Is it on the slide? There we go. So thanks, everyone, for those amazing presentations. They are really inspiring, and it's wonderful to see all the work that's being done. I'm very pleased to present the financial statements for the year ending December 2019. We all know economic conditions are tough, and so we are in a actually very good, very strong position. As at the end of December, we had total assets, as you can see, of 2.7 million, which compared to the prior year of 1.8 million. So this was an increase of about 50%. A lot of these assets are represented by the cash that we hold. And this is obviously comes from funds and donations that we've received for specific initiatives and programs. On the right-hand side is the statement of profit and loss. And income for the year increased by, sorry, I can't see that, by at least 30% compared to last year. And we had income of 7 million, which is a wonderful achievement from all the team, and especially the fundraising team, in very tough conditions. So you can see most of the income comes from donations of 5.7 million for last year, as well as government grants of 1 million. Further down is the expenditure, and we've managed to keep the expenditure in line with last year. It hasn't increased. So this is also a wonderful achievement to try and keep our costs low, especially with the pressures, the economic pressures that we're under. So overall, this is a really satisfactory set of financial statements, and the team has done a really good job to bring in this income and to maintain the same level of expenditure, which puts us in a very good position at the moment. Are there any questions?
Okay, we are now going to take questions. Any questions related to the annual report and the finances? You may raise your hand up if you have any question, or type in your question in the text box, please. Okay, Mr. Ngoko, I don't see anything from my side. Anything from your side as a host?
I don't see anything, ma'am. But I was just checking if someone from Chiliti project can say something. But I think we're struggling with technical glitches as well in that regard.
Okay, we will then have questions and answers later on. So if there's no questions for now, I will then like to hand over to Jane for the adoption of annual reports and financial reports, and for the appointment of the auditor. Thank you. Jane, over to you.
Thanks, Nosisa. Right, so again, we need somebody to propose and to second first the annual report, adoption of the annual report, then the financial report, and then the appointment of the auditor. So could we have a proposer and a seconder for the annual report, please?
Debbie and Isabel.
Thank you very much. Any opposing? Then we'll accept it as everybody agreed.
No one.
Okay, thank you. A proposer and a seconder for the financial report, please.
Lorraine.
Thank you.
And Isabel.
Thank you. Any opposed?
Nothing.
Thank you. Okay, and then the auditor is Mike Schreiber of Lowe and Schreiber, who's done our audit for many, many years now and has always done a good job. And we'd like to propose that he continue as our auditor for the next year. Again, could I have a proposer and a seconder, please?
We have Nicola and Susie.
Thank you. Any opposed?
Susie's hand is still up. I'm not sure whether she's opposing.
Take your hand down, Susie.
Thank you. We good?
Okay. Thank you very much. That's super. That's the that admin over. I think we should move on now to the election of the board. And all these lovely faces in front of you are the board members that have kept SAEP going over the past year, and we are very, very happy to have them, and we want to say thank you to them for all their support. And the one on the bottom right, Fundiswa Yuba, is a new member of the board, and we're very, very happy to have you, Fundiswa. Thank you for joining us. So all 8 members have agreed to stay on the board and to continue to serve. There aren't any new nominations. So again, I would like to ask if we could have a proposer and a seconder to elect the board en masse.
Debbie and Lorraine, Susie.
Thank you. Any in opposition? I hope not. Right. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure to work with you all, the board. And I just want to say to everybody, there's many, many hours go into running this organization on a volunteer basis by board members who share their expertise and their time, and I'm very, very grateful to you all. Thank you. Right, and then we will move on to SAEP now during this COVID time, because although we presented what we were doing last year, things have been very, very different this year with all the challenges. Not being able to go on hikes, not being able to meet our students in person in the office for the bridging year, not being able to go out to the ECD centres. It's been very challenging. So the focus has been to try and keep contact with our beneficiaries in whatever way that's been possible. Sometimes it's SMS, sometimes it's a telephone call, sometimes it's face-to-face while we're giving out food parcels. So the contact's been the one thing, and then responding to the need for food has been the other one. Mumba Soko from the fundraising office is going to give you some detail now about the numbers of items that we've been able to give out, and to the ways we've been able to connect with people during this time. And I just want to thank everybody, both within the SAEP team and outside, who've helped during this time. We've had a whole team of people making masks, for example, to distribute in Philippi. So over to you, Mumba.
Thank you, Jane. Good morning, everyone. SAEP came up with the TUSO Crisis Relief Project to support all beneficiaries across our programs. So far, we have distributed 815 food parcels, 60 fresh vegetable packs, 524 vouchers, 362 masks, 222 learning materials, 351 COVID-19 flyers, 571 COVID-19 screenings, and also referred 15 individuals for testing. We're very glad that our program activities are still taking place. And for ECD right now, we have a pilot stimulation project for children and parents taking place at home. And then we have strategic support for ECD staff and parents via WhatsApp and SMS. We also have activity plans. And then learning materials are also being distributed, as well as psychosocial support is provided for anyone in need. For our SPP program, we have weekly SMS with learning activities. Free learning websites are being shown for the learners, and then learning materials are also being given. For the HSP program, we are still in partnership with Siliti, and we have weekly SMSs, as well as WhatsApp groups, and free learning websites, as well as learning materials. For our Bridging Year program, we have a very successful WhatsApp math tutoring group, which is currently taking place, as well as online Google Classroom sessions are happening. And then if any student needs any assistance, we have our in-house social worker is providing telephonic psychosocial support. And lastly, for the tertiary support program, we have online program activities, as well as electronic communication for advisors and students. Thank you. I'll now hand over to Nosisa. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mumba. Okay, we're gonna take questions again, questions related to SAEP's current activities. If you have any questions, please again make the use of the text box or by raising your hand. Okay, anything from your side, Andile?
No hands on my side, but I can just say thank you to everyone with their recommendations and comments on the chat group.
Okay.
We don't have Chilidzi yet. We don't have the student from Chilidzi.
We have two on the meeting, but I think there's some technical glitches. Atengosi, if you can say something, I'll unmute you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I've been having troubles with connection, but okay. Let me first greet everyone, the founders, the chairperson, the directors, the board members, the managers, and the beneficiaries, and all the esteemed coordinators. This is a wonderful opportunity to be a part of this meeting. On behalf of Chilidzi project, we are very grateful with the opportunity to be in partnership with you guys. You have showed so much support on our side as we are young students or young people who are trying to make a change in our societies. We have found a place where we can cry out to. We have found a place where we can, if we have problems, we can talk to. Since you guys have been on this journey for quite some time, so it's been a privilege to be in partnership with you guys and to be working with you guys. I thank you so much.
Thank you, Ati.
Thank you, Atangosi. I see we have some questions now. One question is from Chris, and I think this one is for a fundraising team or anyone in the finance department. Chris is asking, how is the current financial situation? Or Jane, would you like to answer that? How's the organization's current financial situation?
Okay, thank you. And Nicola may want to add to this. It's a very, it's a good question, and it's a difficult situation because COVID is really throwing us. We're not able to do all our usual activities, and we're having to redraw the budget for this year. We are in a very tight financial situation now. Although we were in a better situation at the end of last year than we were at the end of the previous year, we are still struggling to meet our targets for this year to reach our budget. So we need all the help that we can get. If anybody's got any suggestions or ideas or contacts to help us to raise funds, please let us know. If anybody would like the updated financials, we can let you have them shortly. We have had our server down for the last 10 days or so, but it's now up again. So we haven't had access to our files, folders. But we could let you have that. But we are holding, but we're working very hard to raise more money. Nicola,
Yeah,
would
I think
you
just
like
to add to that, yeah, it's Nicola here. Just to add to that, we were, so for the 3 months ending March, in this position, in that our income and donations were enough to cover the expenses. But obviously, as Jane says, we do need to look at what the future is going to be pressure on donors, and so we'll need to relook at the budgets in terms of how they can be flexed.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Nicola, and thank you, Jane. I hope that answers Chris's question. And I see we have another question from Stephen regarding the online maths tutoring facilities. You need a contact person. I will provide you with a contact person. Her name is Claire. She's one of our long-term volunteers. So I'll provide you with the details. We can talk after this meeting.
We also have Nick Wood with the hand. I'll unmute you, Nick.
Okay, thank you, Andile.
Thank you. I was just wondering about, I'm kind of from London at the moment, but coming back hopefully to help my mum out next month if I can get in through the borders. Just wondering about the impact on mental health of beneficiaries and if there's any way of monitoring that. I guess it's being done via psychosocial meetings and SMS and phone calls, but I just wondered what the impact's been from your sort of informal assessment.
Lisa, are you able to unmute yourself and respond to Nick? Or anybody else who's Majorie or Narcissa who's been directly in contact with beneficiaries?
Yeah, we have been in direct contact with many of our beneficiaries, and they are also very open to get in touch with us. We made it very possible for them to share with us concerns, how they're feeling, and our social worker Lisa has done quite a comprehensive assessment with our bridging year students. And out of that assessment, there has been quite a number of concerns from the students and expressing need for counseling. So we are going about supporting them with that.
Maybe Madge, any comments?
Thank you.
Yeah, most of our beneficiaries have been impacted negatively, of course, and it's mainly because of the loss of income and the conditions that they live in. But I must say they have also been going through sort of a cycle. The first time it was shock, denial, and now as we are moving over, we can see that there is some acceptance. A lot of information has been shared around the virus, and with our efforts also sharing the flyers, the screening, it has helped a lot, most of our beneficiaries. But we see there will be need for psychosocial support as we go forward, especially now with the schools starting to open. There are concerns that they still have. Looking at our underprivileged communities and the setup in the schools. So there is quite a bit of work that is needed.
Okay. I think Susie, maybe last comment.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, as the I'm very much in the background these days, but the one of the big impacts, I think, mentally, psychologically, has been the horrendous circling of fake news, which I mean, it is now illegal here, but it goes on and on and on. And I think that is a very sad fact, because of course we can't govern that nationally.
Thank you, Susie. Nick, is your question answered?
Yes, that's great. Thanks very much. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Over to you, Sister.
I think the last one is more of a comment, which does not, yeah, it's a comment from Lauren. So yeah, you might want to attend to that later, and it's not really a question. So yeah, we will move on then if there are no more questions or comments and answers. So I would like now to call Mamokwani Nokwanele Dlomo, who's going to say a tribute to our colleague, as mentioned before, whom we lost, Eric Nduna. Mamokwani, over to you.
Thank you, Nosisa. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kwani Dlomo. Firstly, let me thank SAEP for giving me this opportunity to say a few words about Mr. Nduna. Mr. Nduna was born on the 17th of October, 1972. A gentle giant full of motivation and encouragement for others. He was like a tree that offered shade for everyone, a resource in the community, father for many, an activist at heart, always fighting for the rights of vulnerable and children. He was a great person who added so much to every life he touched. In all these years that we knew Mr. Izo, he gave us unfailingly good and thoughtful advice in a range of topics. Our dispersed sympathy to the family. May God take care of them. Rest in peace, Mr. E. We will really, really miss you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mamukwani, for that beautiful tribute. That just brought tears to my eyes. If now we can please, as we're nearing towards the closing of this meeting, if you can join us in singing our national anthem. Yes, we'll play the recording. You can sing along while muted, please. Thank you.
Right, now we come to the end of the meeting, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who has participated. Thank you for joining us all the way from London and everywhere else where you've joined us from. I suppose this is the one advantage of having a Zoom meeting, is that Isabel can join from Germany and people can join from all over, and we don't all have to be in the same place at the same time. A special word of thanks to everybody who put the meeting together, who participated, and who worked so hard to make it a success. Andile, Tracy, putting all the things together, and she also designed the annual report. There's so many, I can't mention everybody. But also special thanks to our partners. We couldn't do this work without you. To our funders, to our volunteers, to our advisors, everybody who's been part of this family and who's made it happen. I wanted to use the analogy of holding hands and being a big group working together, but obviously we can't hold hands at the moment, but figuratively that's what we're doing, is we're all supporting each other to make this happen. It's not one person making it happen. So thank you to everybody very much. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you will keep in touch and keep supporting us in the year ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jane. We have come to an end of our meeting. Thank you again. I suppose this is where we say thank you and depart.
Yeah.
Thank
you. So feel free to leave the meeting, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Great meeting. Cheerio.
Thanks, Stephen.